Grand Rise, my beloveds. Hope you're good. Hope you're healthy, be taking care of yourself. So this is a goddess in talk, and I actually also have some moringa tea to drink. Recovering from a flu, but now there's, like, you know, those aftermath where you have a dry cough, dry throat, or phlegm, or, you know, so I'm going through that. So forgive me from coughing here and there. And I also just finished a manifestation ritual, and I really want to speak about the beauty of actually tapping into your divine feminine energy, your goddess energy, and also not trying to make your goddess energy fit a certain aesthetic the way maybe you see it, and actually allow your goddess to show up, because as much as we are goddesses, we also are masculine and feminine energy, and our masculine energy also expresses and shows up in us, and we need to not try and cosplay what maybe we think through social media, how you should be looking as a goddess, what you should be wearing. You know, there are so many different goddesses out there. Like, there are warrior goddesses, there are goddesses that are savages, there are beasts. If you just look at goddess pantheons and different diasporas, and you look at Lakshmi and you see Kali, you know, and the duality of the divine feminine is in its essence, or even if you look in like African mythology, Oya, look at Oshun, look at Yamaya, you know, allow your goddess to show up the way she needs to, because a lot of you guys are warrior goddesses, and you feel like in order to not tap into your divine feminine energy and to have a petite voice, you need to embrace that fierceness as well, and that fire spirit that also dwells within you, or that air spirit that dwells within you. Okay, so yeah, I don't want to talk too much, let's get to it. So I'm going with the night makeup because I'm really just running errands, so I don't need heavy makeup that needs to last very long. Using LA Lab, really put primer, sunscreen, and now we're putting. I'm also planning on making breakfast, a really scrumptious breakfast. A hamburger for me and my baby, but he usually doesn't like to eat the things in between, just the bread and the meat. And also a sweet treat before we go. I mean, I'm not in a rush to leave, I just want to prepare early while he's sleeping anyway, and share this message with you guys. So a lot of you guys have been learning manifestation, maybe here on TikTok, on YouTube, by gurus that are actually giving you masculine principles. And I don't even know if most goddesses know that when we're manifesting, yes, we do visualizations, all things to speak about, but like, our power lies in our womb, so we're really meant to be harnessing our sacral energy. So I've heard people call it the O method here on TikTok, but basically manifesting through schmexual self-pleasure and visualizing, creating that manifestation while you're in the act, and especially when you are doing the O. And that's our power as goddesses. Our power lies in our womb, our yoni. That is our life force, that is our creative force. Everything we create is in there, you know. So if you're creating things that we don't like, it's because there is unresolved emotions, energy that you haven't paid attention to, that is stored. The moment you start to connect with your yoni, speak to her, meditate and hold her, and there's so many other types of yoni healing, yoni activation you can do. A simple sacral chakra meditation, guided meditation. If you don't know exactly where to start, if you're scared to like start doing the real occultic work, connecting with goddesses, deities, you know, just start by meditating and just paying attention to this area. I promise you, beloved, it makes such a huge difference. Manifesting as a woman is really all about surrender. I promise you, once you master the art of surrender, once you feel, once you connect with your body and don't detach, like maybe some of the gurus tell you, detach from reality. No, you need to feel everything. Because if you've retracted this life to you, that retracted your energy, so you cannot release it by just thinking about another reality. It doesn't work like that. You have to transmute, surrender, feel. It's the best and the easiest and the only way really that you can do it as a goddess. As a goddess, you need to completely surrender. You know, I understand the concept of free will, But I feel like a lot of people also misuse it because they think that free will is something that is controlled by their ego. That you don't understand that even the things that you don't want, you have brought into your reality, because the universe doesn't give you what you want, but what you are. And you are a reflection of everything that you've experienced. Everything your ancestors have experienced resides in you. So in that note as well, beloveds, manifesting cannot happen outside of actually doing the real work, the spiritual work, the shadow work, the healing, the connecting with the angels, your angelic guides, your ancestors, getting the roadmap, because you might think you're trying to attract something because it may look like it's something that you want in physical reality. Maybe it could be a job or whatever, but it's not really what you need. That's another reason why some of you guys are unemployed, because it's not because your angels hate you, don't stuff that, but they know that a job isn't what you need right now. You need to heal, you need to align, you have a sacred mission at hand. You know, the job will be created through you awakening your gifts, your power, because you're here to serve your collective, your ancestors. And it may not be meaning that you have to go clock in now as a engineer or a cleaner or a clerk, whatever. You know, there's so much more greatness that you're holding that you don't want to tap into. So that's why they're not giving you that basic job that's gonna drain your energy. Even though you've been visualizing, you've been manifesting it. You know, manifesting isn't about getting what you want, it's about what you're aligned to. So the work is alignment, always, beloved. The work is alignment, and you only do that when you connect, when you feel, when you allow the energy to rise within you, the Kundalini spirit, the goddess spirit, to awaken, to guide you, to mentor you, to shield you from what's not yours. Once you have the roadmap, once you align to what you're here to do, then that's when you sit to your rest in the certainty that everything you are, everything you want is already yours, and you let it come to you. That's when you can start doing those many spells. When you understand the spirits that walk with you, when you are in total surrender and control, and watch all of the amazing, beautiful things come your way. You know, I cannot lie to you. There's so many times, especially this year, where I tell myself I'm going to do something, even if I feel like I don't have the budget for it, to the point where I have made plans, bookings, and things, and the money just randomly comes. I purchased that order, made that order, without even knowing where the money's going to come to create that. And it comes. Because when you truly awaken, you have that certainty. You know who you are, you know what you are. So therefore, things bend to your will. That's when you can become the master manifester, the master of your own life and creation, which you already are. Your lower self is the one that's in control, and that's governed by forces in this world. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my goddess and talk. Gotta get ready now for my trip. Love you. See you in the next one.